you doing today, folks? This is Kevin from styleszephyr.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is going to be the follow-up video to my shoe type of construction video. This is going to be in regards to proper care and maintenance for a calfskin leather Oxford. This episode is being brought to you by Casa de Monte Cristo, the official home of styleszephyr.com, an amazing assortment of Chicago-based cigars. All that and more for styleszephyr.com after this. Stay tuned.
This is Casa de Monte Cristo, a unique cigar establishment built for friendship, relaxation, and comfort as you enjoy a fine cigar from Casa de Monte Cristo's large selection. Knowledgeable staff and personalized service will make every customer feel special. They can assist you in your selection from our walk-in humidor or vintage room. Enjoy your cigar in the customer lounges or join us and become a VIP member and enjoy the exclusive benefits and an enhanced smoking experience. VIPs take the private elevator to the private lounge where there's a seating area large enough to accommodate many members and guests. You'll have access to your private humidified locker. There are private booths for a cozy atmosphere. Sit at the bar and enjoy your favorite sporting event or just chat with friends, all while sipping complimentary beverages provided by one of Casa's servers or a bottle that you provide. You can also enjoy a movie in the theater room. If you really have a desire to work, there's a conference room with high-speed Wi-Fi and enhanced mobile antenna. Casa de Monte Cristo is a designed experience for cigar aficionados created by cigar lovers. Come in and unwind. You will not be disappointed.
Alrighty folks, welcome to this new episode of styleszephyr.com's HD show. This is going to be based on proper and basic shoe care as far as a regimen goes for an Oxford full grain calfskin leather shoe. Now, a couple reasons as to why you might want to provide some better care and having an actual regimen for your shoe care. It's going to come down to longevity for your shoe. If you're going to be having a better calfskin, full grain leather calfskin shoe versus any kind of synthetic nonsense or whatnot based on how much you pay, it's going to make a whirlwind of difference. Number one, for maintaining the leather itself, for age-wise, the moisturizing and conditioning of the leather, keeping it nice and clean, water and other weathering protection, as well as just overall making it look nice as far as its appearance. If you're going to be having a wedding season going on, which I in fact have one or two weddings to be ready for this coming summer, job interviews, date night, office, anything else like that, having a nice pair of well-maintained shoes is always going to make one of the first and best impressions that you can get versus what the rest of your outfit's going to look like. So that being said, going to kind of jump right on into it. The shoe for tonight in question, and we're only going to go so much into it as far as the maintenance goes, it's going to be my Canard by Johnson & Murphy. This is an extremely versatile shoe. I wear it with a great pair of Levi's and as well as a nice pair of slacks, as far as for a nice shirt and then a contrasting blazer. I never ever wear a suit with these guys just because the overall full broguing is a little bit too casual for a suit. Otherwise, a great shoe, just a matter of keeping the leather nice and conditioned, nice and hydrated, and then ensuring that all that welting in there is kept nice and clean. For your supplies for this guy, a couple 101 basics. You're going to need your horsehair brush. This is going to be not only for buffing your creams and your polishes and your weather protecting care kits, but also going to be for making sure that you're going to be buffing all of the dirt and debris out of the leather itself. Think of a nice good old-fashioned pre-washing or pre-soak when you wash your car, just making sure you're getting all the dirt and debris and the grime off of it. To begin your regimen, you're going to have a nice saddle soap, formula of your choice. Generally speaking, I will have a spritzer water bottle on me, just in case if I was going to do this in my old store. For a lot of gentlemen, I didn't have room for a wet cloth or anything else, so just took a spray bottle, a couple spritzes with an applicator brush. The applicator brushes are the horsehair brushes, but they're going to be the rounded ones with the longer handle. Mush that on up, and then you're going to apply accordingly. After that, once again, formula of your choice, but a really nice shoe conditioner. There's different formulas, different strengths, and different properties as far as what the formula is for how dense it might be. After that, your shoe polish. This is going to be a wax-based polish as opposed to a kiwi or silicone-based, in other words. And a lot of times when you're going to have a silicone-based polish, the different layers will form up on each other, and they're going to form a kind of like a dry lake effect, which will kind of texture and crackle your leather a little bit, which you don't want. After that, just different protecting agents that you might have. As far as restorations, I have a really cool, very heavy and dense beeswax based conditioner. Again, really good for restorations for drier leathers. And then a mink oil. This is going to be great in terms of a heavy duty conditioning as well as a bulletproof waterproofing. It's going to be one of your best friends come fall and winter time. Otherwise, a nice shoe cream. Those shoe creams are for recolorization as far as for nicks and scrapes along the sole dressings, and then your different leather protector agents accordingly, especially for this time of the year where finally Mother Nature is finally deciding to have a summertime. Don't get caught in the rain and have your good leather shoes destroyed. As you're going to be doing this, you're going to want to have your shoe trees within your shoe. These are some better shoe trees I had just bought. Shoe trees are made of cedar. The cedar is the most absorbent wood in nature, and it's going to be used for a couple of different reasons. Number one, since it's built to simulate the shape of the last, sliding this guy on in, and it's going to be primary purpose stretching out and maintaining to minimize the creasing and the instep of the shoe on the upper. And then after that is going to be for maintaining and not making sure that the structural integrity of the shank is not compromised. If you're going to be having a broken shank, pretty good chances of upping that you are going to be without a new pair of shoes. Then of course after that you're going to be giving about 50% of life back to the shoe just by ensuring that that shoe tree is absorbing the inside moisture of the sheepskin liner. So getting on started, and again just a little bit of a note on this too, this is the way I polish shoes. There are not necessarily any better ways or right or wrong ways in doing this, just better ways of doing it. So first and foremost, making sure that your horsehair brush, and again being properly labeled to what color is what is going to be used for, giving it a really nice buff, clearing out any dirt, debris, and grime out from the inside of the welt overall on the upper part of the leather. Giving it a really nice buff really makes a big difference in terms of think of it as kind of giving your floor a nice dry Swift-ring, making sure that you're dusting it before you're actually giving it a mopping. So that being all said, I would have a wet paper towel to do this with, but it'll eventually get a little bit damp as you start. Take your applicator brush, and ensuring that you're going to have a nice spritz of water in this guy, mush it up accordingly. Take your applicator brush, give the whole shoe a nice little once over with your saddle soap. You will be amazed at how much of a difference you can make just by saddle soaping this leather. That being said, like I said, this for the sake of time, I'm not taking the shoelaces out. Generally speaking, I would take the shoelaces out, making sure that the tongue is nicely maintenanced as well. About 20 to 30% of a shoe's deterioration can come just by the tongue not getting proper care, even of its own. So give your first guy a once over, put it to the side, let it set, grab your other shoe, give it the once over with the brush, give it the once over with the saddle soaping, let that set. Grab your first guy, have those paper towels nice and handy, and clear off all that saddle soap and making sure that all that grime is coming off nice and easily. After that then, I just give it a nice buff. After that, you're probably going to have some soap in the welt stitching, making sure all that's going to be nice and cleared out. The broguing as well and the perforations, you're probably going to have a little bit congealed up in the broguing, as well as the conditioner once we get there. So all I would do is take like a nice paper clip, bend it, and making sure that you're going to use that to clear out the broguing and make sure all your perforations are nice and clear, and hey, they'll be clean at the same time too, which is really cool. So your guy has been cleaned. Good start. After that, you're going to take another paper towel, and again, the different formulas of conditioners are going to be a little bit more concentrated than others. Think of a conditioner as being a nice hand lotion for your shoes. Because it's still a natural flush, your leather can dry out and crackle over the long term, so this is going to be for the sake of conditioning it and keeping it nice and moisturized. A lot of times different formulas can also give it a nice shine as well. Tip it a couple times over on your paper towel, or even if you have an applicator brush for that as well. Give the whole guy a nice little once over, put it to the side, letting it set, grab your previous guy, giving that guy a nice little once over as well, letting it set, grab your first guy, go back to your brush, giving it a nice once over with your horsehair brush, ensuring that once again you're going to be getting all the little congealed bits of conditioner out of the perforations on the leather. Grab your second guy, it's been setting with that conditioner, giving it a nice little once over. So that's a cleaning, that's already a conditioning. Now, I don't have any on hand with me right now, but what you would want to do at that point is, again, because you're going to have nicks and scuffs and scrapes if your toe has hit any of curbs, if it's hit the bottom of any commuter, train track, platforms on the stairs, a good shoe cream, ensuring that you're also making sure that your shoe cream color is actually matching as closely as possible to this guy. Even if you want to be a little bit more conservative, I have dabbled with darker colors on lighter. I just kind of dab it accordingly, and I don't buff it too hard because otherwise that darker color will still kind of smudge over itself, for lack of better words, and will overall darken the color of your leather. Not for the long run, because it is just a cream at the end of the day, but just it's in the nature of just wanting to fill in the nicks, the scuffs, the dings, and anything else like that. So taking your pretending, let's just say for example that this is your shoe cream, you're going to give it a once over. A lot of times the applicators are going to be built onto it, so it's a little sponge, just giving it a squeeze, giving it the once over, letting it set. Same drill, grab your other guy, give it the application, grab your initial guy, letting your second guy set, take your horsehair brush, and then giving it a brush over. So again, it's going to look pretty darn spiffy even after that point because of just filling in any dents or any damage done to the upper. If you wanted to, even then, I don't do it to this guy because the midsole on this is actually meant to pop a little bit. After that, you're going to be taking your polish. And again, different polishes are going to have different bases. So this is going to be a wax based, and that's what I prefer, especially for spit shining, to which I will get to in the long run. If you actually have a paper towel, or if you actually have a shine cloth, which is best, take the shine cloth, wrap it around your fingers, give a nice little smudge within the wax, and then apply accordingly. Boy, that smells good. Apply it accordingly throughout your instep, throughout the whole thing, just making sure it's going to penetrate nice and deep into the leather grain. Once it's set, same old drill. If you want to keep on swapping off, swapping off, swapping off, and then giving it a nice brush accordingly. As long as you're matching that shade of your shoe polish to the shoe, you can give it as many layers as you want to. That's essentially what you're getting to with a spit shine. So a spit shine is essentially layering with a liquid or water-based watering, and allowing it to better lubricate and then solidify it over the top of the shoe, thereby giving you, over time as you develop those layers of wax, a killer glossy shine on these guys. So what I would do, if that was the case, you want to give it the whole care regimen that I'm doing here. And then what I'll do is I'll take the lid from the wax, turn the water on under the sink, just kind of swipe it on through the water. That's all you need. Take your fingers, keep on applying the little bit of wax at a time, apply it back to the shoe, and then take your fingers, dip it into the little water, just tap it. Just give it a little tap, tap, taparoo into that water, and then just start layering and layering accordingly back to the wax, apply it, back to the water, apply it. You're just going to keep on doing that until you get the desired gloss that you want on these guys. Again, on these particular shoes, I have a little bit of an issue getting a gloss on the vamp, but on the toe box, I get a great shine. They look amazing. I have my Italian finished plain-toed black shoes. Those look absolutely spectacular with a great spit shine. After that, in terms of what your weathering protection is going to be, for leather like this that a lot of particularly older gentlemen, if they're retired or former military or current military, they want to do their spit shines, they'll tend to go for mink oils. A lot of times I don't use mink oils just because mink oil is so densely formulated that it'll take forever for it to actually set and dry within the leather, and it'll give the leather a really matted look, be next to impossible to shine it at least for a little while. Give it a couple days or a couple weeks, just depending on how liberal you are with your mink oil. Otherwise, I would just recommend a very, very simple leather protector spray. They're formulated to be light. Give it 1 or 2 sprays in a well-ventilated area. I don't recommend a back room. If you happen to have one, try a back hallway, or if you're just a normal person, a back alley, backyard, or in your garage, so on. So overall, you're going to keep on using that horsehair brush. You're going to give it the really nice cleaning. You're going to give it the nice conditioner, a recolorization, hopefully your wax-based polish, and then after that your weathering protector. Using your shoe trees during the cleaning process, but even then using your shoe trees beyond regardless anyways. You're only helping out the rest of your shoes over time. Making sure also, if you can afford it, do not wear the same pair of shoes 2 days in a row, just giving that leather some nice time to recover and ensuring that you're getting all that moisture pulled out of the liner by your shoe trees. pretty much it, right? Pretty simple. That's calfskin leather. And again, didn't really want to do suede or too many other materials just for the sake of time. Plus, if folks want to, I can always make care videos on those materials as well. A lot of them are super easy. This is just because it's based on tradition and a lot of classic styles of conditioning and then the polishing. So I'm going to wind this on down. Thank you all so much for tuning into this. Thank you to Casa de Monte Cristo for helping me to make this video. And for everyone else out there, make sure that you're staying styled, but more importantly, making sure that you're staying true to you. Take care. All the best.